welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm actually going to talk about all the books that we received for the holidays for my little family. So I am going to start with my son off first, so without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so two of the things that I am going to bring up right now, I know they're not really like book reading kind of stuff, but the reason why I'm really happy about this is because my son's going to be going to kindergarten very soon. So it's one of those things where I want him to start getting like a lot more used to holding a crayon and coloring a little better. He's always been really good at coloring, but I really appreciate this. So one of the things that I actually got my son was the Super Mario coloring book. He really loves Mario, and I thought this would be a really neat thing to kind of entice him to color, which he has been doing now. Here is actually his first page. He wanted to kind of do it the same as the colors that you see up here. So this is him right here. He's already started coloring a few of the items. And like I said, he's not perfect in his coloring, but he is working on it, which I wanted him to start practicing already because in school he's going to be doing that. So here's one of the things that he colored right here, and he did put Toad right here. So he's kind of learning, you know, he's getting there. So I'm really glad that he's actually picking this up and coloring it because I'm like super excited. Like I really love it. Like they look like very simple, which I think this is super cute. But they are very like simple type of stuff, just mainly coloring. There is no really activities in here. Okay, so another thing I got here, I cannot remember if it was my in-laws that they got him this one, because we had opened up a whole bunch of packages and I just can't remember if it was that or if it was my comadre's mother, which was Lupita. So whether it's Lupita or Rosie, like, thank you so much. I don't know which one of you guys gave it to him, but I really appreciate this. This actually has activities inside of it, and this is a Mickey Mouse. He used to be really into Mickey Mouse when he was little. He still kind of is, but this one in particular is coloring, and it also has little activities such as, hold on, let me see if I can show you guys. You know, just it has little cute little activities to do where he actually has to think, basically things that you would see teachers giving to kindergartners, like that kind of stuff. That's why I really like this. You know, just things that would go with cooking and whatnot. You see the activities. Now, of course, the coloring in this is a little bit more like the cartoons and the pictures and stuff, but I think he'll eventually be able to get to it. You know, he is really good at when he's like, especially if he's with coloring pencils, he really gets like really in there in the little lines. So I think that's really cute. Anywho, I really appreciate those. I know those are coloring books and they're not like reading books, but nonetheless, I really do appreciate it and I wanted to put it in this video. So another thing that he did receive, which I really love, is these two books, and it's from Mandy, Cheese, Casey, and Dane. I feel like I have to say all of them. They have a dog and they're always putting them on there that he's also giving the gifts, and I think it's the super cutest thing, knowing that, you know, I have like two dogs. But anywho, thank you, Dane, Casey, Mandy, and Cheese. But these are the books that I actually received. These are like two different versions of the Three Little Pigs. You know, that's like a huge classic already. But this one in particular, let's start off with this one. This one is called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. It's from Eugene Trivesas, I think, and Helen Oxenberry. Now, Helen Oxenberry is the illustrator of this book, and just by looking at the picture, I kind of had that idea. I know she used to do, I believe it was like an Alice in Wonderland too. Like there was a book for that she actually did the illustrations for it. Basically, her illustrations are very classic. I really love them. But yeah, so this one in particular, I already read it to my son, and it's about three little wolves, and this time they're trying to build a good sturdy home together for all of them three to live in, and it takes them quite a few times to get it right because there's of course the big bad pig right here. He's over here climbing on up, always causing a ruckus. Let me show you guys the full thing by opening it up so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And things get pretty intense. And when I mean intense, so I'm going to show you guys one picture just to give you an idea, just really briefly. Whoa! Okay, so whenever I read to my son these kinds of books, no matter what type of books they are, I really like to kind of put sound into it, like boom, and you know, I kind of animate it a little bit more than what I should probably, but he enjoys it so much. And with this one in particular, they do use materials that you probably didn't see in prior other stories of the Three Little Pig kind of versions. So that's actually what I loved about this. And then the pig, the mean pig, is like so smart. He uses actual modern tools to try to get into these homes. So at the end, it's the thing that you least expected that they build their house out of that actually converts or something changes in the pig. So I don't want to say too much to not spoil it, but I think this is a really fun book, definitely to give, especially nowadays to the kids and stuff, so definitely recommend. Okay, so another one right here, which I mentioned, was The Three Little Gators, and this one is by Helen Kettemann, and illustrated by Will Terry right here. This is how it looks. Now in the back, this is how it looks right here. Now when I first saw this book, for some reason it really reminded me of New Orleans. We went to New Orleans actually 2 years ago about, and we had such a great time there. I know my son was able to like touch a little gator and stuff, so like a little baby one, and he really loved it. But anywho, in this book, it's about the mama basically letting her gators go, and they all have to build their homes, but three of the little gators, all of them have different personalities. You have one gator that is very smart, wants the best of the best materials to build his home. You have another one that wants to basically not struggle too much, but you know, struggle a little but not too much to build his home. So he's trying to find materials that it's not too hard to build. Also, you have the third one, which that little gator is basically very lazy, doesn't want to take too much trouble in building his home. And the one thing about it is it's being followed by a boar. So it's not like your typical pig. I know it's like a little like kind of in the same family. But yeah, and actually the illustrations here are so bright. They really reminded me, I don't know if you guys know the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Actually that one was one I think I mentioned before, or I probably posted it up on my Instagram or something, but it's another version of Three Little Pigs except said by the wolf himself, like his version of what happened of the Three Little Pigs. Well, the illustrations there really remind me of this. And I'm gonna show you guys really quickly one of the pictures, and I don't know, just looking at his little shiny booty, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Here is one of them right there. Look at his little tush. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. So yeah, but that's the story of this book right here. So yeah, both of them my son really enjoyed. Like he thought it was hilarious, definitely. So another book I got was actually from my comadre Alicia. Thank you so much for this book. My son absolutely loved it, and there's a lot of things about this book that I really enjoyed. I did read it to him already, but this one is called How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight? And this is by Jane Yolen and Mark Teague. Oh, I'm saying his name wrong probably. But yeah, so this is it, and this is Tyrannosaurus Rex with his keeper right here, trying to get him to bed. The one thing I do love about this book, which I really enjoyed, and I didn't catch on until maybe like the second or third page, I was like, oh, wait a minute, is that you have the names of the dinosaurs in each of the pages that you go through. So for example, right at the beginning, right off the bat, you already have all the dinosaurs here and the way that they're sleeping, what they're doing during their nighttime routine, and then it has all of their names on here. Most of them my son already knew the names of, some of them he didn't know. Dimetrodon, I believe, that one was the one that he didn't really remember, but nonetheless it was really good to kind of, for us parents when we're reading it and we see a dinosaur, like sometimes we don't know the name of all the dinosaurs or we kind of forget. So this book is really friendly, like I would say parent friendly. But anywho, so for example, we have T-Rex right here. And in this page, it will show his name, which you see it right here is Tyrannosaurus Rex. So if for whatever reason, as a parent, when you're reading to your kids at nighttime and you just can't remember the name of the dinosaur, look through the picture, you're gonna find the name of it. And that's with all of them. You have even Stegosaurus here. I'm covering it up. And you have the name as well right here. So yeah, so I thought that was really neat. All of these is really cool. It kind of gives you a good idea of all these homes having different dinosaurs to put to bed and how they basically go to bed. I really love the ending on this. I don't want to spoil it at all, but nonetheless, it's a really fun book to definitely read to your kids at night. So this was really cute. Okay, so that's that. Now, oh my gosh, let's go to my husband. Okay, let's do my husband really quick. So I wanted to do something a little bit fun. I did end up going to Target, and you know when you pass through that dollar section, that's like, it's like the naughty section. But anyways, I went through it really quickly and I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be really fun to try out with my husband. Sometimes sometimes we like to get a little creative with our drinks, but sometimes we don't know like what to put in it, so we're like, yeah, so we just stick with the original stuff that we know. But I thought this was really cool. So it's called The Bar Handbook Essentials Techniques, and this is by Jeffrey Morgenthaler and with Martha Holmberg. I hope I'm saying it right. I think the photographs in here is by Alana Hale, but let me show you guys really quickly. But it's this, nothing really biggie. I know for you guys, you're like, that's not really a book to read, which of course it isn't, but it's more of kind of an instructional type of book. Now, if you are a bartender, of course, you probably already know all these techniques, but we don't. So anywho, as you go through this, it does give you basically different types of sugars that you use for your drinks, as well as how to stir, how to shake, different types of ingredients, and even some recipes and stuff for you to try. So I thought that was really cool. See, it gives you like different type of stirring, shaking, and mixing methods. So anyways, this is something that I think would be kind of handy when we decide to get a little creative with our drinks, but that's just that. Okay, now here is one thing that I know he was super excited to get. He's been trying to get like the collection and stuff, but we never got to actually getting it. And I decided to start him off with this actual series. Here's the thing, there's so many volumes already of this and also chapters and whatnot, but in particular I wanted to start him off with this one, at least just to start off his collection, because he might not even start reading it until we get the rest of them. But I really wanted to make sure that I kind of gave him this one because this is his favorite album from Coheed and Cambria. Now for those who don't know, Coheed and Cambria, it is a band, and a lot of the music that they do basically revolves and basically is kind of more animated, or it has a story to tell. So it's kind of more like in comic book form, but then it's more in like music. Anywho, they did make comics to kind of coincide with those albums, and one of my husband's favorite actually albums is Good Apollo. So here it is. I got him the Armory Wars right here, which I think is super cool. I actually can't wait. I'll probably be reading this before he reads it. He would probably want the other series before this one, and then possibly get the full collection, and then he could actually read it from the beginning to the end. Me, I don't care if I get spoilers or not. I like to just, I mean, if I have these here, I will read them. And I'm a very big comic fanatic. I really love comics. But anywho, so my husband definitely is excited to get into these. This is more of like a sci-fi kind of storyline. This is where Claudio, he basically is in Heaven's Fence, and basically he's considered kind of like the Crowing, or the chosen one, if you will, and he has to defeat Ryan, who is this evil thing. And basically you have Ambelina, I believe that's her name, I hope I'm saying it right. Anywho, but Ambelina basically believes that if her and Claudio get together, that basically they'll be able to save Heaven's Fence, where they are from. So basically it's all about them really trying to navigate this evil, and it's not just that evil of Ryan, but there's other evil around that they have to basically war off or fight off. So yeah, that's what basically is. And now the illustrations for these are so good, and like I said, they are comics, and they do basically relate to a lot of like the album for Good Apollo. They do have like Turbine and Secret and some other ones as well. But here is, I'm just going to show you guys really quickly a picture here. This is chapter 3 right here, just so you guys can see how vivid and really bright and nice the illustrations are. And again, it's just like comic book form, but I did get him volume 1, 2, and 3 of Good Apollo, and there are a total of 12 chapters in this. So yeah, very excited about this one. So now for what I received, which I'm so happy because I've been wanting this for so long, and I want to say the Bookish box is actually going to be doing a one-time like limited edition box of the series of basically Sarah J. Maas of this. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've been really wanting to get into this book series. I know she has another one of, I believe, Throne of Glass, which I don't have, but this was actually in my Amazon wish list, and I've been really wanting it so bad. And actually it was since 2016 I had this wish list, and actually my husband, he ended up getting me an extra book to it, because you have A Court of Thorns and Roses, that's the first book, and then you have A Court of Mist and Fury right here, the second one, and then you have A Court of Wings and Ruin, which it gets even thicker. love the color, by the way, of this back. And then there was this one, which I didn't have in my wish list because I haven't updated since 2016. But it was really, really sweet that he even went into my wish list to find out like what I wanted. But he ended up finding out that this one came out back in May 2018, which I don't know why I didn't even like. I don't know if I was just too busy with life or what. But I totally forgot that this book actually came out in 2018. So he was able to see it and he added to my collection. So I was like, oh. Now for those who don't know what the series really is about, this series is actually about Feyre. She basically goes into the woods, just to kind of sum up the beginning. She goes into the woods, kills a wolf, and next thing you know, a beast-like creature comes to her and basically wants retribution for what she did and by killing the wolf. So he takes her into his homeland, and now it's just you have Feyre, who is a captor, and she basically is there trying to live life, and she ends up finding out that this beast-like creature is actually Tamlin. And a lot has to do with like politics with the fairyland and whatnot. So everything kind of revolves around fairyland and the court and all that stuff. That's why you have the court, all these different kind of courts. But yeah, so it's just her navigating her world also with Tamlin and whether fairyland is going to come to a doom or not. So many things happen throughout that series and I'm really excited to get into it. I didn't want to get a lot of spoilers. So I didn't want to read too much into the reviews as much, but I know a lot of people have been saying that Sarah J. Maas have been doing amazing in her book series. So yes, I'm really excited to have received that. And that's actually all the books we received for the holidays. I wonder what kind of books you guys received. If you guys are like a big bookish people, whether it's a journal, whether it's, I don't know, anything for like writing or art stuff or anything like that, like what did you guys get for your holidays? Definitely comment down below. And what are some of the items that I received that you guys are probably interested in getting yourselves? So definitely comment down below, but I really appreciate for you guys staying this long and watching this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, definitely give this video a like. I would really, really appreciate it. Also, subscribe, don't forget that, as well as click that notification button if you want to see more content from me. So until next time, toodles!